You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree@TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes! From sporting events, concerts, and plays, Gistix has the best tickets for them all. The owner, a veteran and military spouse, founded the company set on delivering affordable prices for all the top events. Also, they sell 100% authentic signed memorabilia and quality fan merchandise. It's a one-stop shop for fans. Gistix was founded in 2014 by 4 fun people with military and DoD backgrounds that are fans of everything entertainment. They work hard at helping fans like us discover tickets for live entertainment at a great price, providing hard-to-find authentic sports items and merchandise. And they offer Easter eggs that give fans additional opportunities to purchase unique items. Active and non-military members receive an additional discount on event tickets and fan merchandise items as a thank you for your service. Again, Gistix is founded by fans, and they listen to other fans to understand the importance of service, price, and quality across the board for entertainment, memorabilia, and merchandise. Check them out at Gistix.com, spelled Gistix.com. Again, Gistix.com. That's Gistix.com.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
If you came here to hear for fake, you are in the wrong place. We are for real around here. We keeps it real. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Are you not entertained? This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah! Game time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Wild Out Wednesday. And oh boy, we've got a lot of great things we're going to get into today, as we do every single day. Shouts out to the studio audience. Shouts out to the Stewies. Yes, sir. Ooh, I reached way back into my crates today for the music. Bring it back. So we're going to have a lot of fun today, man. If you're new to the show, thank you. Welcome. You're welcome. The realest, trillest sports and guy talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show. You can call the show old school style, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. But the easy way to be totally interactive, man, is just to jump into the chat room on Spreaker.com. What you need to do is follow me on Spreaker. Hit the little follow button, and then you need to click on the chat bubble, and you'll be introduced to a whole new world of sports and guide chat. I call it the fantasy island of sports and guide chat. And its inhabitants are the Stewies. Yes, sir. What up, Stewies? What up, Stewies? Yeah. So what we do around here, man, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network is talk sports. Once again, guy talk. It's kind of like barbershop talk, what dudes do, you know, back in the country under the shade tree. That's what we do. It's mostly sports, but it's a lot of other stuff that's just interesting. That's what we do around here. We also talk birthdays. We got some interesting birthdays today. We do top fives. We talk about Scream Queens. Speaking of which, great episode of Scream Queens last night. I absolutely love that show. I'm a fan. You know what it is? It's kind of like, you remember, what was it called? When it had like this cult following. That's what all of the analysts are saying. That it's kind of got like a cult following. You remember, what was the name of that movie? Tree, what was the name of that movie back in the day? Seymour. Feed Me Seymour.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors. So it's kind of got like that little feel. And by the way, the voice you just heard just now is Tree, the producer to the Doug Stewart Show.
Also, that Rocky, I don't know if they did this in South Carolina, but in Michigan, people would go to Rocky Horror Picture Show at night.
That's actually what I was thinking of. Yes, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And like it had this cult following. Slightly different, but then that. What was the first one you said again? I'm sorry. What was the
Little
first?
Shops of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. So, man, the Scream Queens, and I know it doesn't sound like something that your boy would like, but it's actually a pretty damn show. So last night was pretty good, man. All right, so listen, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, though, the easy way is just to jump in the chat and be totally interactive. I read a lot of chat messages throughout the show. That's what makes the show interactive. That's what makes it the most fun 2 hours in sports and entertainment worldwide. And I did say worldwide. I didn't just say in Georgia or Atlanta. I said worldwide, shorty. So, big day. Wednesday has been pretty much a big day for us the last couple of months. We're going to air a couple of other shows today on the network. My man Kesey, the Kicking It with Kesey show at 2 p.m. Kesey discusses, he doesn't discover anything. He discusses old school and new school hip-hop, kind of the differences amongst the two, and what made the prior successful. What do you like about today's hip-hop? What don't you like about it? All of that type of conversation today on the Doug Stewart Show, or the home of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewart Media and Entertainment. Kesey. Yes, sir. Also at 3 p.m. today, my man Poe, host of the Poe Politicking Show, he's going to talk to Brian Angel. You might say to yourself, who the hell is Brian Angel? Brian Angel was the lead singer for Day 26. You remember that group? You remember Puffy had that show? And he developed these groups. He picked just arbitrary people off the street that had talent, and he put them together. And first he was a Danity Kane, and I think the Day 26 dudes came after them. But my man Poe Politicking today interviews the lead singer for Day 26, Brian Angel. This is the best of Poe Politicking. This is back from 2012. So make sure you stay tuned and tune into the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network today at 2 p.m. for Kicking It with Kesey, and 3 p.m. for the Poe Politicking Show right here. Yes, sir. All right, so what we going to get into today, man? Louisville Scripper scandal continues, and I did say Scripper. Ohio State makes a move. We'll talk about that. We kind of got that news late yesterday evening, and I gave you some poignant thoughts on that at that time, but we'll expound upon it a little bit more today. The latest on L.O., Lamar Odom. Praise his holy name. He's fine. Ninja doing cartwheels in his hospital room. We'll talk about that. The latest on Cam Hayward's eye black. Whatever else y'all want to get into today on the Doug Stewart Show. This Louisville Scripper thing, and you've seen, I'm pretty sure you're sports fans, and I'm sure you've seen the video of Katina Powell talking about everything that's gone down for that 4-year period, everything that went down for that 4-year period between 2010 and 2014. Now, she might be a hooker, and you see the title of today's show. The title of today's show is Holes in the Dorm. Like bats in the belfry, holes in the dorm. So she might be a hooker. If you want to give her a little bit of respect, you might call her a lady of the evening. But I will say this about Miss Katina Powell. She seems very, very believable as a witness. That whole seemed believable as hell. She does. If you've seen the video, and there's like this little excerpt from, I guess, an extended interview that they did on Outside the Lines on the Puppet Factory. Now, I always talk about the Puppet Factory and ESPN and some of my issues with the network, but nobody does that type of thing better than them. I mean, seriously, nobody does. The 30 for 30 series where they go dig deep about a subject, Outside the Lines, that's what they do. They're very good at that. My man Bob Lee, Ball Award to him. So this is what they do. This chick, seemed very, very, very believable in the things she had to say. One of the big things that came out of the interview, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, was the very last thing they asked her, and it wasn't Bob Lee, it was one of the other guys. It's like the B-list Outside the Lines guy. And he asked her, do you think that Rick Pitino, knew about what was going on? And she, in effect, said, and maybe we'll play some of the clips. We'll try to play some of the clips today. She, in effect, said, in so many words, there's no way this man didn't know what was going on in the damn dorms. It was holes in the dorm. And that's my whole thing. And now, listen, I'm really of the view that this really isn't that big of a deal. And when something like this comes to light, when something black market like this comes to light, like my mother says, anything that has to do with illegal activity, the underbelly of society, my mother calls it and labels it black market. So when you talk about fake purses on the streets in New York City, when you talk about anything that's not taxed, anything that's quote unquote illegal, if the police found about it, my mother would call it black market activity. Okay, no matter what it is. So when this type of stuff comes to light, average everyday Joe, nerd type people that don't know that this type of stuff goes on, they're appalled by it. They're shocked and they're appalled and they're dismayed. But this is, the guy didn't work for Louisville. Remember that now. The Andre guy, he didn't work for Louisville anymore at that point when he was paying for these hoes. And I don't think Louisville was cutting them checks or giving them money under the table to buy these chicks. So he did it on his own free will and accord. I don't think Rick Pitino had anything to do with that. But bottom line, if you think Rick Pitino didn't know, if you don't think somebody at some point in 4 years walked by Rick Pitino's office, kind of like that scene in Purple Rain when Morris Day walked by Prince's office and he turned back around and peeked his head over. It's like, how's the family? After Prince's old man just killed himself. If you don't think somebody walked by Rick Pitino's office and peeked their head and says, hey, coach, there's holes in the dorm, right? You're crazy. You're crazy. And I kind of get the feel that they're kind of trying to protect Rick Pitino, the media. But this is why you listen to the Doug Stewart Show. Rick Pitino knew everything that was going on. Did he have anything to do with it? Did he give out money to get these chicks to come and script and then possibly have sex for money? No, I don't believe that. But he damn sure knew. It don't work like that. He damn sure knew. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we'll talk more about that. We'll take your phone calls if we got any. We'll get into some chat. We'll do all type of stuff today on the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, yeah, and you see in the details of the show, pretty damn good chance I might sing for y'all today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I might sing for y'all. What? You didn't know I sing? Oh, this is for the new listeners. Your boy actually is blessed with the gift of song. I am. And so every once in a while, I'll belt out karaoke style, with the music, and then I'll sing. I'll belt out a tune for you, man. So stay tuned. You might get that today. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And thank you so much for joining your boy. I'm feeling my old school today, man. I digged in the crates.
In fact, don't take it seriously. We're only bugging.
Yes, sir. Now, I know if you under the age of 30, you don't know what the hell that is. But that was the hottest song in America, in hip-hop America, in like 1980. And I should have looked this up. And Tree can look it up for me and see when this song dropped. Tree, you remember this, right? Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if Tree can pull that up. But this track was hot as hell back in the mid to late 80s. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Getting your thoughts on the latest. Do you believe Katina Powell? Did you see the interview that she did on Outside the Lines? Only one person can clear up what did or didn't go on at Louisville. Men's head coach Rick Pitino said Tuesday, and it's time for that individual to come forward. Pitino, in an interview with the Puppet Factory and Yahoo Sports, said former graduate assistant coach Andre McGee needs to come out and tell the truth after 5 former University of Louisville players. Now, see, here's the thing about that, and I guess it's all on how you look at it. I guess it's all based on the alliances you have and whether you like Rick Pitino or not, kind of like what the Puppet Factory is doing right now in this campaign to try to separate him from all of the shenanigans. One is, do you believe that Rick Pitino didn't know about this? I think the obvious answer to that is no. I don't think any relatively sane person will believe he didn't have wind of this at all. No matter how minor it is, somebody may have said something to him and he was like, okay, you told me this, but I need you to forget that you even told me this. I'm going to forget that you told me this. Go on as usual. Or you can even look at it on the backside of that and say, well, even if he didn't know it, even if there's some minor chance in all of this conversation that Rick Pitino had no clue that there were holes in the dorm, is he still ultimately responsible because he's the head coach? And I say both. I say, one, he's lying and he knew, and two, whether he knew or not, that very small chance, he should have known, and ultimately, he's responsible. And he's the face of that program. And if America says that this is salacious and shocking and offensive, he's got to take the fall and he's got to go. Simple as that. Lack of institutional control. Lack of institutional control is what they dub it. And this is a clear example of that. If he didn't know, damn it, he should have known. He should have known. And now listen. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I really have no problem with Rick Pitino. I actually like Rick Pitino. And if you listen to me over the years, going way back to 2001, I don't have anything against Rick Pitino. His boy, John Calipari, I think is a cheating piece of slime. I do. And I almost view them cats like they brothers or something. Like one's a good brother and one's the crazy brother. Like one's Doug Stewart and one's Ryan Stewart. You feel me? Not saying my brother's scandalous, but Rick Pitino?
Which one are you?
Oh, I'm the Rick Pitino in this situation as far as good and non-slimy. I'm Rick Pitino, and Ryan is John Calipari, who he loves John Calipari. John Calipari cheating like crazy. He been cheating. So, yeah, I don't have any ill will or sentiment towards John Calipari or Rick Pitino. I don't. And it's always confusing with these Italian names. I have no problem with Rick Pitino. Even the thing that happened a couple of years ago, this chick tried to bribe him, tried to extort him or whatever. Hey, he got caught up. He apologized. That's personal business in my opinion. In this situation right here, once again, I don't believe that he commandeered this thing. I don't believe that. But to say that he didn't know, and, historically, people in this position have been held accountable as being the face of the program. Thus, they get the brunt of the punishment. They usually get fired. I don't see why this case is any different than the other. See, one thing about me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I keep it real across the board. Just like I have no problem against Steve Spurrier and think that he's one of the best coaches I've seen in my lifetime over the last 40 years, which Steve Spurrier did a couple of weeks ago and just quitting in the middle of the season at the University of South Carolina is wrong. And I called out other people in the same situation. I got to call him out too. You understand? So, once again, to make the analogy complete, I got nothing against Rick Pitino, but historically in this position, in this type of scenario, the head coach gets canned. What are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Another part about this whole story, man, and I'm going to start reading some of your chat and getting some of your thoughts on it. If you saw the interview that Miss Powell, Miss Powell, that's her name, and man, I mean, I don't know if I could lay on her. And Tree talked about it yesterday. I mean, her mouth is raggy. Like, she got one of them crackhead mouths. Like, she been doing some illicit drugs and it's affecting her teeth. And that's neither here nor there. But she's a very, very believable witness. She is. Okay? And the chick was naming names. She, like, purposely named all of these dudes. Like, who does that? Like, what pushed her to this point to keep all of these detailed records and then reveal it 4 years later? Like, what happened? Did she try to bribe somebody for more money? And they was like, no. And she was like, all right, I'm going to take this stuff I got to the press. And they was like, go ahead, do it. Like, not believing her. Like, what happened? What compelled her to keep all these meticulous, detailed notes about all of this stuff going on for 4 years? I mean, Holmes didn't do this 25 years ago. That's all I'm saying. Yes, Tree. Yes, Tree.
That was her plan, okay? But she's just not, she's smart enough.
Let me say this, she got real street sense. And my old man always used to say, you need to have book sense, but you need to also have some street sense about you. And you can hear by the way she talks very good. She's not like she's a dummy or nothing like that. And everything she says, she got records to prove it. What do you do?
She talks very good at all. She said, and he used to make it rain. Like that white man knew what she was talking about.
Well,
when she said that, I almost fell off the chair.
But that has nothing to do with what she's saying.
She ain't got no damn sense. She need a different calculator too.
Her calculator is definitely broke. She used some slang, but that doesn't have anything to do with her intelligence. I mean, I use slang all the time. And yeah, her audience probably didn't understand what she was saying when she talked about making it rain. And I think most people do understand that term, making it rain, having lived with Pac-Man Jones over the last 10 years.
She's got no soul. I mean, it's the daughter thing. It's just, I can't. And then but at least $100, Doug.
Yeah.
$100 to let somebody run up in your baby.
That was what
are you saying?
That was very, very disheartening to hear the daughter talk about. And the daughter named specific players who she had sex with. And she just, I mean, and they were like it was just so bad.
One of them seemed like she wasn't into it. She seems her
right. The last chick
was sad.
The second daughter that talked in the piece, she looked like she could actually get it. If you ask me, she actually looked like she could get it. She looked like that her hygiene was a lot better than her mama and her older sisters. And she talked about somebody, and she looked like she really wasn't into it. Like her mom was like, "All right, girl, you got to go ahead and get this interview so we can get this money." And we got to remember also, there's a book behind this. So all of this is promotion for the book. Now, I got to give her a little bit of credit. If this was her intent from the very beginning, the first time she got a call from Andre McGee, she said to herself, Andre McGee, somebody tied to the program at Louisville, high profile, works for Rick Pitino. They just won a national championship. I believe the timeline was back in 2010. They won a national championship, I think, a little bit later than that. But anyway, she knows about sports a little bit. And she says, Rick Pitino selling his players some of my hoes. You know what? This could be good. As a matter of fact, I think I'll take notes. And maybe a couple of years down the road, I'll write a book. And she wins. She's like Charlie Sheen out this bitch. She's winning. Because she got, once again, meticulous notes about everything that went down. And it's hard to question her, whether you want to question her and her background and the fact that she's selling Nutsi for a living and she's kind of ghetto or whatever. That don't even matter. She's got meticulous notes. 5 players have corroborated basically everything that she said. Everything. And so all of this is about selling books. And that book is going to be a bestseller. I mean, actually, the more I think about it, outside of the message of selling your Nutsi for profit, we might need to get this chick the Ball of the Week award because she's covered all her bases. Yeah, I think so, Tree. I know y'all
we
want.
will not.
I know y'all. I know y'all.
Mother of a daughter. The hell we are.
I know you wanna. I know you wanna give her a boiled penis award.
Doug.
I know you. I'm talking about her business acumen. I'm not talking about her selling Newtsy. Pay attention.
Her business acumen sucks.
Yeah. Well, okay. She gonna have a best-selling book by the end of the week. How about that? How about that?
Ain't nobody buying that book.
Okay.
They got everything they need to know in that interview. That's why she's dumb.
Okay.
I hope they paid her for the interview.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Let's look at the bestseller list at the end of the week. After a week on the shelves. So let's see. Let's see if that book ain't selling. How much you want to bet? And you're listening to
we
the
can bet.
How much you want to bet? I will bet you Wait a minute. You raising your voice kind of too. I'll bet you $1. I'll bet you $1 that the book is #1 on the bestsellers list in 2 weeks. Let's check back from this day in 2 weeks.
The same damn calculator.
Well, listen, I don't have a lot of money.
I don't roll like that.
I don't have
$20.
Listen, I don't have a lot of money to put out like that. I got to be honest with you. I ain't worked in a couple years. So right now, you heard it. We have $1 bet for $1, just like in Trading Places. Remember Mortimer? How much will you bet, Mortimer? The usual bet? Yes, $1. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we'll talk some birthdays. I'll read some of your chat. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and #1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
Stewies, what's up? Tree here to talk about your home security and the security experts at Strickland Security. Everything the team at Strickland Security does is focused around increasing the security of your home, protecting your family, and your business. Most home security companies, especially the larger ones, want to sell you a cookie-cutter alarm system that maximizes their profits, but not your security. The team at Strickland Security will install a customized alarm system that meets your budget and your security needs. This Atlanta-based company is here to solve all of your security problems. Whether you need your alarm system repaired, surveillance cameras installed, or your door locks replaced, Strickland Security is the solution. Don't wait. Call the experts at Strickland Security today. For more information, go to their website at stricklandsecurity.com or Give them a call now at 800-422-9075. That's 800-422-9075 and tell them Tree sent you.
It was named for head basketball coach Rick Pitino's late brother-in-law, who was killed during the terrorist attacks of 9/11. But it's now also known as the backdrop for a recruiting and sex scandal.
If there was any wrongdoing, it's a big if, and people have to pay for their crimes, and that's an if. I hope those ifs are not true, because that building means a great deal to me.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Credit ESPN for that clip just now. Minardi Hall. Actually, Rick Pitino's brother-in-law that was killed in 9/11 and 9/11. And so, wow, crazy. We're talking about that today on the Doug Stewart Show. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I'm going to get to some of your chat here in a second, but let me do birthdays. Around this time of the day, we always talk about birthdays. We'll get back to the Louisville and Pitino talk here in a second. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Celebrating birthdays today, Kim Kardashian. Wow, she's 35 years old today. She's pregnant as heck right now. Another baby for Kanye. Happy birthday to her. Yeah, ain't no denying. As much as you want to hate on them chicks, man, and I guess I do my fair share of hating because I think that there's a lot of devious intentions behind a lot of crap that they pull. The kids and their mama and their daddy. He's all about the craziness, Bruce. But she's 35, but she is fine as white wine. There's no denying that. And also, ironically today, speaking of holes in the dorm, Amber Rose's birthday is today as well. Who would have thunk it? Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian were born on the same day? Who would have thunk it? Very ironic. So she's 32 years old today. Happy birthday to her. Carrie Fisher is 59 years old today. Happy birthday to her. Played Princess Leia in the Star Wars movies. And, man, time has not done her well. She must have smoked cigarettes or something in her day. Yeah. Judge Judy is 73 years old today. Judge Judy makes some absurd amount of money a year. I read the story a couple of months back. I want to say like $50 million a year, something crazy like that. That show is entertaining, and I kind of get it, and she must have a great following. But to make the amount of money that they reported in this story, man, was just incredible to me. But happy birthday to her. She's had a good run. She made it 73 years old. And who else we got in here? Ricky Rubio, 25 years old. Happy birthday to him today. Happy birthday to him, NBA player. And special shouts out to Ronald McNair, man. Frat brother to the Two Live Stews, Q. I think he pledged at North Carolina A&T Mu Psi. You remember Ronald McNair, the brother that was on the Challenger, the Space Shuttle Challenger, when it blew up. He died, obviously, in service. He would have had a birthday today, celebrated a birthday today, if not for what happened in 1986. But R.I.P. to the great Ronald McNair. Yes, sir. And he's from South Carolina. He's from Lake City, South Carolina. Or he was from Lake City, South Carolina. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Speaking of calling the show, let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug Stewart, what's happening?
What's up? Who's this?
T from Huntsville, sir.
T from Huntsville. What up, baby?
Oh, man, same old. Enjoying the quickest 2 hours on radio. Waiting on that third. Should have been here, but I digress.
It's coming.
Hey,
it's coming, T. It's coming.
Okay, no doubt. Hey, man, okay, I get why this is a story and whatnot. Personally, I could care less. I'm taking it all in, with y'all telling the story, because I haven't seen the interview and whatnot, because, why would a chick that did this, especially with her own kids, even be credible?
Right.
But what makes it worse, as I hear you talking about this story, is it sounds like that they're actually trying to tell this story and separate Pitino from it. Am I correct in assuming that?
That's the tone that you get from the reporting of this, that they're trying to say Pitino may not have known about that. I say that's absolutely insane.
Okay, that's wild. Okay, man. Okay, first and foremost, pipeline and interior realignment go on a regular basis on every college campus across America. That's what college. That's what college is. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
It's not that big a deal necessarily, but the thing about it is, if you're going to try to separate Pitino from it, why should we even take the story seriously? It doesn't. And to be honest, I'm not saying that he set it up himself or that he knew about it, but in any other situation, just like Jim Tressel, Pryor went and got, signed a couple autographs, gave up a jersey, got some tattoos.
Right. Let me stop you right there, because you kind of touch upon something that I said earlier. Really, when you think about this, okay, this guy, this grad assistant that paid for all of this stuff allegedly, what's his name, Andre McGee, he wasn't working for Louisville. He was not on the staff anymore as a coach. So he had nothing to do. He, in effect, was just a dude that lived in the dorm with them, okay? The university didn't give this guy money, you would have to believe, right? So these are, in effect, dudes that had invited some ladies over. They danced for them, and at some point, this is a term I used a lot yesterday, and they used this a lot in the story. The Katina Powell, she actually used this term a lot. A couple of dudes arranged a side deal for sex in the back room. So really, the university has nothing to do with it, and this is a scenario that a lot of dudes in college are involved with. So what's the story?
Exactly, and that's my thing is, okay, I know it sounds cute, but you can't hold a coach responsible for what a kid does when he's out of his sight. It's asinine. Right. It's like saying, how were you not around when this kid went and got drunk? But It's stupid. If you stop and think about it, man, that kid's responsible for his own behavior. So it's not really a story, but just the way they reach. But what I'm saying is, they usually reach. So why is it they separated from Pitino?
Yeah.
At this point, I think it's official. That man is a mob boss. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. This man is a mob boss because if you remember, he set the Guinness World Record for making a baby up under a table with a waitress after hours in about, 60 seconds or less?
Right.
And when he did this, he allegedly told the woman, you will have this abortion or you will wear concrete shoes.
Right.
You will wear cement shoes.
Right.
This is what she said. And at the end of the day, they ended up arresting her for extortion.
Yeah.
He got a complete slide, kept his job, and stayed out of the press.
True story.
So, obviously this man is mobbed up, man. That's why the media won't touch him now, and that's why he got a slide back there, man. Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming to the story, man. I'll get on out of here and enjoy the show. I'm gone.
Appreciate the call, T. 404-382-0338. He also brought up just now what happened at Ohio State with Jim Tressel. Now, you remember the whole thing with Jim Tressel, and so many things happened under his leadership as the head coach of the Buckeyes for those many years. But it was something to the degree about, who was the name? Pryor, the quarterback, Terrell Pryor, and receiving some type of illegal benefit. Something had happened. They were giving away cars. Then you mix in Maurice Clarett. But basically, what Jim Tressel was ultimately done in by, and why he was fired as head coach of Ohio State, is because he had knowledge of something. Now, I can't remember if it was an email that he had that they could document that went to him detailing the illegal activity that was going on or whatever. But bottom line is they basically came to the conclusion that either he had to know, or even if he didn't know, like we've been talking about the last couple of days, that he has to go because he was the head coach of the program. And so there's no difference between what happened to Jim Tressel in my mind at Ohio State and what's going on right now with Rick Pitino. And just like T said, that last scandal where he threatened this chick's life, cement boots, those are mob terms, and still kept this job. There's no difference between what's going on right now in that story and the story that went on with Jim Tressel. Well, we'll see what happens. If he keeps his job, T from Huntsville might be right. He might be right. This man might be, rubbing elbows with the syndicate. Like my mother would say, black market. I'm telling you, there's no way he can keep his job. We've seen this scenario so many times in college sports. We can go down a list of coaches that have been fired because of scandal that they may or may not have had knowledge about, okay? Because you're the face of the organization, of the program, your ass got to go. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
There's some whores in this house. 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 There's some whores in this house.
Howell, a 42-year-old self-described former escort who says she detailed in her personal journals the roughly 4 years she brought dancers and escorts to campus to entertain basketball players and recruits. She says it began in 2010 when she met this man, Andre McGee, then a graduate assistant for the Louisville basketball team.
Credit to ESPN. Outside the lines. Now, shouts out to the production team here at Stewart Media and Entertainment. And this is so appropriate but also so offensive. I feel like I'm at a house party in 1989.
I had to do it.
Hey, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me go ahead and read some of this chat, man. We've been talking about this story in Louisville. I'm calling it the Louisville stripper scandal. I'm not calling it the Louisville sex scandal. I used that term, like I told T. I used that term yesterday a couple of different times when I tried to describe this thing and how it went down. In observing these types of situations in the past from afar. Okay, from afar. And the term that I use and that Ms. Katina Powell used in this interview with Outside the Lines is side deals. That's it. They didn't come over there specifically to have sex, I don't believe. It doesn't happen like that. Nobody brings chicks over like that, and they from the onset say they're going to have this big orgy. To quote Grady from Sanford and Son, the old orgies, okay? But once again, I've observed from afar, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, where side deals are made, and that's what went down. And ESPN dubbed it sex party scandal. It wasn't nothing like that, man. A couple of dudes did get paid, but I don't think it was a sex scandal. From Sluggo, he says, even when Andre left the university, someone from Louisville was still reaching out to him to broker nudity. Now, and let me say this, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I basically said that I really can understand people saying that Rick Pitino didn't have any direct tie to making this happen, to funneling money to Andre, to pay for these services from these women. But, I mean, it's not out of question. I mean, it's not like it couldn't have happened. You know, I've really kind of been, on the fence about what he knew and what he didn't know. But to just say, definitively that Rick Pitino wasn't funneling money to this guy, Andre McGee, we can't say that. We don't know how scandalous, we don't know how grimy Rick Pitino is. I mean, he's been in a lot of things in the past that wouldn't make you believe that he could be part of this whole thing. He most certainly could be. Yeah. From Matt, Doug, he got that money from Pitino. My man Matt said it as well. I don't know. I wouldn't believe that if you put a gun to my head and said, or made me wager on whether I believe that he actually was putting money in Andre McGee's hands, I would probably say no. But I wouldn't put it past him. Put it like that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show from Dollars and Cents. Who pays $10,000 out of your own pocket to get other ninjas laid? No. Once again, you got to remember, it was over a couple of years. It was over like 4 years. And I'm of the belief that it wasn't Rick Pitino, or probably it wasn't even anybody from the staff, but it was probably an alumni, a booster. That's the way this type of thing usually works itself out. I 100% believe a booster, some rich booster that supports Louisville basketball for the last 40 years, some old dude that owns a car dealership, probably was giving Andre McGee money to buy these hoes. I don't think it was Rick Pitino. Could it have been Rick Pitino? Possibly. But I wouldn't make that bet. From Matt Tree, play "Let Me See It" by UGK. Yeah, can we get that in the music bank? From Ronald Cameron, Pitino knows. Scotty Jones, Rick Pitino was screwing holes in the back from restaurants, so hell yeah, he knew. Sluggo, the fact that she kept the detailed journal from the beginning shows that her motive from the very beginning was to get paid. Yeah, you got to believe that. If you see this interview with Miss Katina Powell, Madam Katina Powell, her very, very thoughts from the beginning were to get paid off this, and it worked out, as a lot of people use the term, it worked out swimmingly for her. I heard Alfred, the butler, say that one time on Batman. From Donald Cameron, Dan Lebertard also interviewed that chick. From Dollars and Cents, scrippers must have been scripping on crutches. Why? What does that mean? What does he mean they must have been scripping on crutches? I don't know what that means. From Fat Boy McCoon, she ain't fine enough to get $100K. I'm sure it's some fine holes in Kentucky. Not $100K, $10K. Nah. She's real cheapish, disgusting-ish for my taste. From Sluggo, Pitino ain't going anywhere. He's going to strong arm his way out of this. Time will tell. But if he does, man, I mean, it'd be shocking. Like, I remember when the whole thing happened when the chick tried to extort him a couple of years back. I remember, I think we were doing the Stews then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were. And that's before we had got shown the door. And I remember saying, and I remember Ryan bringing up his all-time greatest, best thought-out phrase of all time, the Nucci is undefeated. We had thought, I think we had both agreed that Pitino was going to get fired. And lo and behold, somehow that man kept his job. So we'll see. We'll see. This is a totally different breed right here of scandal, though, when you ask me. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Matt, she's only saying $10,000 to keep the IRS off her back. So I don't know how true it is, but I'm sure a lot of you have heard that the red flag for the IRS to start, snooping around your finances and to do audits or whatnot is $10,000. And I don't know if it's urban legend or whatever, but I've heard it many, many times in my life. If you have or you deposit more than $10,000 in cash all at one time, the bank has to, by law, call the IRS and tell them.
That is truth.
That's truth. Okay. And I also have heard the same thing about, so much amount of money in cash that you win from the casino. The casino doesn't even let the IRS know. But if you cross over like $5,000 in winnings or $10,000 in winnings, then the IRS has to be alerted. So Tree thinks it's true. I believe it's. I've heard it so much that I think that it probably does have some truth to it. Go ahead, Tree.
I know that it is.
Did you work in a bank before?
Bankruptcy background. Okay. Remember?
Okay. So if that's the case, maybe that is truth. As far as her not only telling the authorities it was $10,000, but if that were the case, shouldn't she have said $9,999? I don't know. From Sluggo, she said they were legal. If so, they were barely legal. What does legal mean? 18? Talking about her daughters? Is that the case? Somebody did the math on Facebook yesterday and said that based on the math and when and the ages of the daughters now, that they weren't legal. Like one of them was like 16, if the math is correct. From J.B. Jennings, she knew better than to say the exact amount she paid for sex. She got way more than $10,000. Yeah, if a rich booster was funneling in money to Andre McGee, I could reasonably see, understandably believe that she got more than $10,000. From KC, why do they question this chick's integrity who kept notes, phone records, and text messages, but believe the drunk blonde who said Jameis raped her? Exactly. That's a very good point, sir. That's a very good point. Matter of fact, that might be the post of the day. Right. Let me read that one more time. Why do they question this chick's integrity who kept notes, once again, meticulous notes, phone records, and text messages, but believe the drunk blonde who said Jameis raped her? Makes you go, to quote the great Arsenio Hall. Very, very good point. Not only that, if you saw the story, if you saw the excerpt from the story on Outside the Lines, this chick had like a phone book full of papers. It was like 3 inches thick. Like, seriously? Like, you will get a job with a private investigator, man. Not only is she trying to sell this book that she just had out in the market, but she's trying to get a future job with the FBI. I mean, it was 3 or 4 inches thick. Yeah, you can't really question anything that she says is dealing with this story. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Not only that, you got players, former and present, they wanted to remain anonymous, that corroborated everything that she said. Yeah, this is a closed, open, shut case in relative terms. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Like, how can Pitino keep his job? How can he? There's no way possible. All right, when we get back from the break, we're going to read more of your chat on this story. Obviously, the biggest story in sports. Really an entertainment kind of like story as well. But we also talk about, when we get back from the break, man, Cardale Jones, man, played craps. And he had snake eyes in a big-ass way. We'll talk about what's going on at Ohio State. Go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, my man K3000. Yeah. If you're new to the show, K3000, he's kind of long-winded. We love him, though. So I guess this is why Tree's playing this music in the background. He says, Dougie, I feel you. People love making fun of people when they get caught doing something semi-wrong, like receiving extra like free shrimp. But they don't realize that a lot of these guys are effing starving and that they're effing restricted from even signing their name for gain. You give me a damn scholarship and I'm supposed to sign over all my damn rights, all my money-making potential. And if I don't comply, then you blackball me so that I can't make it to the next level to actually receive a check. GTFOH, he did a bunch of GTFOHs. CSI, this is the ish I'm pissed off about too. That's like dude from Ohio State that actually went to court to get the rule changed and then got blackballed and lost at life. GTFOH, a lot of them. I'm totally with you, Dougie. I'm totally with you. Thank you, K3000. I'm with me too. From sporting events, concerts, and plays, Gistix has the best tickets for them all. The owner, a veteran and military spouse, founded the company set on delivering affordable prices for all the top events. Also, they sell 100% authentic signed memorabilia and quality fan merchandise. It's a one-stop shop for fans. Gistix was founded in 2014 by 4 fun people with military and DoD backgrounds that are fans of everything entertainment. They work hard at helping fans like us discover tickets for live entertainment at a great price, providing hard-to-find authentic sports items and merchandise. And they offer Easter eggs that give fans additional opportunities to purchase unique items. Active and non-military members receive an additional discount on event tickets and fan merchandise items as a thank you for your service. Again, Gistix is founded by fans, and they listen to other fans to understand the importance of service, price, and quality across the board for entertainment, memorabilia, and merchandise. Check them out at Gistix.com, spelled Gistix.com. Again, Gistix.com. That's Gistix.com. Hour number 2, baby. This is the Doug Stewart Show. The realest, treeless sports and guy talk show in America. Thank you so much for joining your boy. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. This thing has been brewing all year pretty much. But Louisville, or not Louisville, got Louisville in the brain, but Ohio State and Urban Meyer have made a decision, and they're making a quarterback change. And J.T. Barrett is now your starter. Ball award to him, I guess. But the real story in this, in my opinion, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is that Cardale Jones has lost his starting job. Yeah, the same Cardale Jones whose stock was super duper high last year after in only 3 games, showing the skill and proficiency of a great future pro quarterback winning a national championship. I mean, just a miraculous run for the last 3 games last year. Decided not to go and get the millions. And I believe millions, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I believe millions. I believe at the time, knowing how the combine works, knowing how the draft works, knowing how personal workouts work, I believe Cardale Jones would have been a high first-round draft pick. I like Cardale Jones more than I like Marcus Mariota last year. Okay? If I'm a pro team, and I thought about, and we're not talking now, we're talking about at the end of last season. If I was a scout, okay, if I was a pro team, I would think that Cardale Jones' upside and his pro ability and his skill set would have been better than Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota went number 2. So I believe dude would have been a high pick. He decided, and I don't know who convinced him to do this, he decided not to go and get that money. And I said this yesterday, but let me reiterate it one time. I'm not talking about Cardale Jones and what he would have been as a pro football player legacy-wise. I'm not saying Cardale Jones would have went to the NFL and become Joe Montana, won 4 or 5 Super Bowls or anything like that. I don't know. You never know. You know, just like you don't know, like I said yesterday, if Ryan Leaf was going to be a Hall of Famer. Or you didn't know if any quarterback that's come into the NFL with a lot of fanfare has turned into a bust. We never know. It has to play itself out in the field. What I am talking about is an opportunity to strike while the iron was hot. And all those people that said, oh, he needs to come back, he needs to work on his skill, his skills and his brand has been diminished. He has, in effect, lost money by coming back. Well, why did he come back? Well, he come back because he wanted to be around this teammates, and the university needed him, and Urban Meyer talked to him behind closed doors, and this is why it's such a tough deal for Urban Meyer, because Urban Meyer made this man a side deal once again. That's the phrase for the day. Urban Meyer made this man a side deal that we're going to take care of you. We're going to make you the starter when you come back. So he listened to all of these people and all of these Ohio State fans, but when that man's pockets is empty, when his pockets, like the great Biggie Smalls said, when his pockets is like rabbit ears, then what's he going to do? Now, I'm hedging my bet on this next statement. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm just going to tell you off the rip. I'm hedging my bet on this next statement. Hopefully, I am wrong. I am rooting for the young man. Hopefully, the young man gets drafted high in the first round. Hopefully, he goes on to the NFL, is very successful, and gets the opportunity to sign 2, 3, 4 max contracts. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this won't come back and bite this young man. But right now, it's not looking so good. It's not looking so good. I wonder how he feels right now. Like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall in Cardale in his dorm room with his roommate. You know, that's almost like Master Stu's Theater. Like, this a bitch. I came back to this Mickey Vicky to be bitch. I could have been making millions of dollars right now driving Bentleys, making it rain for all of the hoes like Katina Powell and all of them. And I'm back here going to psych class? Eating this crappy food in the cafeteria? Can't get paid off of my likeness or nothing? I did all of this for what? These people don't love me. He probably had a tantrum last night in the dorm. Could you imagine being that dude's roommate? Trying to console him? There's no consoling. You missed out on a lot of cash, bruh. You got a lot of cash. Hopefully I'm wrong, though. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. From Star-Lord, he says, the lady is definitely a pimp, but the pimp of the year still goes to Kris Jenner. Right, we might need to have a pimp of the year contest on the Doug Stewart Show. Go ahead, Tree.
See, I said this yesterday. The problem is this Katina, she just has a Walmart calculator, but Kris Jenner has a scientific Texas Instrument top-of-the-line calculator.
Yeah.
That's why she is getting funds for those children.
Yeah. One is Louisville, Kentucky. Have you ever been to Louisville, Kentucky?
I have. My roommate in college was from Louisville.
Man, They ain't nothing in Louisville, man. When I say Louisville, think like Decatur, you know.
That's where I had my first Chick-fil-A sandwich.
What, Louisville?
Yeah, I never heard of that before, but it's definitely different.
It ain't nothing in Louisville, man. It ain't nothing in Louisville. So the point I was trying to make is Katina Powell is Louisville pimping, and Kris Jenner is Hollywood pimping. You know, I mean, she got people on the payroll where they can convince a man to come out their pocket $37,000 for some nudity. Yeah, and I'm saying that the dude at the Bunny Ranch and his hoes is probably getting a check from Kris Jenner.
She got people on the payroll that can convince her husband to
change
turn in his parts.
Right, to turn in his parts. I mean, think about that. It's a different level of pimping. No denying that. It's a whole different level of pimping when you look at Katina Powell and Kris Jenner. Actually facilitated the sale and the distribution of her daughter's sex tape. Yeah. From Grego, them poor, for lack of a better word, girls will never work a regular job used to that money too quick. From Kaza, she couldn't get to celebrate Mother's Day no more. Stagger Lee, her license plate should be Stank Ho. She do look stank, man. Katina Powell looks stank. She looked like her teeth were like, see, I'm a big teeth person, and my mother always said that you can make sure you whatever else is wrong with you, just make sure your teeth are straight. So me and my brother had braces when we were kids, and people always compliment us on our smile, and my mother was right. Now, I hated all of the dental work that we endured and cavities, and because we like candy a lot. But one thing you ain't gonna say about those Stewart boys is we ain't got no pretty teeth. You're not gonna say that. So Katina Powell, man, she got one of them yuck mouths. You remember yuck mouth on Saturday morning? They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. I like my teeth like this. They call me yuck mouth. No bigger turnoff than a yuck mouth. If your grill is jacked up, it's a wrap. I'm just talking about prior experiences with ladies before I was married over 20 years ago. From Sluggo, I'm buying the book just to support the sister. He says he's buying the book just to support the sister. Tree gives me the symbolic finger. From Felpay, Doug and Tree act like the old dudes from Trading Places. Right, I mentioned that. Yeah, so me and Tree have a $1 bet, a $1 bet, that in 2 weeks from today, all right, Wednesday, 2 weeks from today, we're going to look at the bestseller list, and I am saying that it's going to be number one, Miss Katina Powell's book. And Tree is saying that's not going to be the case. From J.B. Jennings, Doug and Tree, y'all got me cracking up in here. Had to close my office. From Kaza, you can't give no Newsy daughter selling hoe a ball award. Never, never, never. From Miss Mocha Bella, really, Doug, talking about her business savvy, about the Newsy? Come on, man. I'm just saying. I mean, she's going to have a best-selling book here in a second. I'm just saying. From Dollars and Cents, I'm buying it 100 pages, easy read, over toilet, and laugh out loud. That's funny. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. When we get back from the break, more of your chat. More of your thoughts on Louisville, scandal, Scripper scandal. Your thoughts on Ohio State. J.T. Barrett is now the starting quarterback for the Buckeyes. And, I mean, he's played the best this year. You ask any Ohio State fans that watches those games intently, J.T. Barrett has outplayed Cardale Jones, so he deserves the job. But from the perspective of Cardale Jones, man, I know he feels real bad. Real bad. All right, we'll give you a latest update on Lamar Odom when we get back from the break as well. What else we got? Oh, Cameron Hayward. I mentioned that story yesterday. Pittsburgh Steelers defensive tackle. We'll talk about that as well. Don't go away. Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
When it comes to your health and assets, you're used to being in charge. The decisions you make for yourself and your family are important because you know what's best for you and them. But do you have an estate plan in place in case you are not able to speak for yourself? Without an estate plan, decisions regarding your health, finances, even your family can end up being made by someone who doesn't know or understand your wishes. With a MyCare plan, you will be in control of all of those important decisions, even if you can't speak for yourself. The MyCare plan is a comprehensive estate planning package. It's customized to fit your needs and your wishes. It covers each of the essential parts that make up a full and complete estate plan. MyCare plan was developed by attorneys, so there are no add-ons or special charges. Included in your personalized MyCare plan is your last will, which states how you want your assets to be distributed upon your passing. A living trust, which allows you to appoint a trustee to oversee the distribution of your assets and allow your family to avoid the high cost of probate court. A healthcare power of attorney. With this document, you appoint the person who will make medical decisions for you if you become unable to do so. And a financial power of attorney. This allows you to name the person who will make financial decisions on your behalf when you cannot. Many people put off estate planning. They think they're too young or it's too expensive. MyCare plan is affordable and simple. There's a friendly customer service staff available to answer all of your questions, and you can complete your MyCare plan at your own pace in the privacy of your own home. So call MyCare plan now. 912-409-0447. 912-409-0447. The MyCare plan. 912-409-0447.
From author Donovan Freeman, the AuthorsShow.com 50 Great Writers You Should Be Reading 2012 finalist, comes the critically acclaimed novel, Home, and the follow-up, Home Again.
I'm Donovan Freeman. The characters in my novels Home and Home Again are quite dysfunctional. But isn't that what makes a story great? You'll love them, I guarantee you. But a couple you might not like, but that makes the drama even better.
Home and Home Again are available on Kindle at Amazon.com, on Nook at BarnesandNoble.com, and in paperback at DonovanFreeman.com. Read Home and Home Again.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. I told y'all I digged in the crate. Audio 2. MCMI, people call me Milk. I think the way the story goes is Milk and MC Light are brother and sister. Classic hip-hop beat right there. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. MCMI, people call me Milk. All right, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me read more of this chat, man. Getting your thoughts on everything going on in the world of sports. Thank you for the chat. I got to say that. Thank you for the chat. I really do appreciate it. This segment is brought to you by Gistix. That's Jistix. Once again, Gistix.com. Get all the tickets you need at a great price, especially if you're a former military or DOD. Check out my folks at Gistix.com, former military people themselves. They love everything about going out to events, sporting, entertainment, whatever it may be, man. Check them out. Not only do they sell tickets at great prices, but they also sell sports memorabilia. That's right. So check them out at Gistix.com. That's Jistix.com. And tell them Doug Stewart sent you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 404-382-0338. Let me read more of your chat, man. Thank you for the chat. This is what makes the Doug Stewart Show so interactive, is the fact that we got all this great chat and it kind of spurs conversation. So I thank you for that, man. We got the greatest chat room in the world. I really think the world. Seriously. I mean, it's great. Man, we got a ton of chat, too, from Steve Biko. Louisville, Syracuse, and North Carolina is in the ACC, all under NCAA investigation, all major basketball threats to winning the ACC. Let me see. What other major program winning championships without NCAA inquiry? It isn't North Carolina State. Everybody getting investigated but the Duke Blue Devils. Well, you know there's a love affair with Coach K. You know that. I mean, unless somebody just straight up just takes somebody's Newsy with 50 different witnesses, they're never going to put boots in the ground in Durham, North Carolina for Duke. They're just not going to do it. From Vince Wright, he says in my Janet Jackson voice, we are a part of a Newsy nation. Yeah. Corporate brother, he says, my first girlfriend was a hoe. My dad told once, hey, son, that girl smiles a lot at strangers. That girl smiles a lot at strangers. That's funny. From Loose Neck Side, Andre was the Newsy liaison. He was. From Vince Wright, Louisville rides raw. From Jeff Ennis, Andre is the fall guy that Chris Carter was talking about. Yeah, exactly. From Dollars and Cents, Doug, the guy tried to be like the white dude from Miami Hurricane scandal. Thought he would hook them ninjas up and get paid later in return via being an agent. Right. What's the guy's name? I can't remember his name right now. But I think he actually went to jail. I think the dude with the Miami scandal for paying for all of the chicks, I think he actually went to jail. From Jam 2, hey, Patino, what's the name of that class you teach? Intro to Nuki for Players 101. Exactly. Let's see what we got here. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Don't forget today at 2 p.m., the Kicking It with Kesey Show, as well as 3 p.m., the Poe Politickin' Show, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. From Fail Pay, FanDuel and DraftKings send your tax documents when you win too much, too. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. At what point do you tip the IRS off where they start snooping around? From Dollars and Cents, what does Katina and Stephon Marbury have in common? Both gave away products for cheap and went out of business. Oh, listen, man. Listen. Don't put Stephon Marbury in the same sentence as Katina Sales. What Stephon Marbury is trying to do is a noble thing in selling affordable price sneakers to kids in the hood. And I applaud him for that. Actually, I would love to be one of his sponsors. If you haven't heard, you remember when Stephon Marbury came out with the Marbury sneakers a couple of years ago? They were called Starburys. And he made the claim that his sneakers were made or are made in the same facility where they make Jordans. The same quality, same material, same leather, same everything. So why is Jordan selling his for $200? Nike selling theirs for $200, and Stephon Marbury is selling his for $15. And so I think his distributor, I'm giving you the short story, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I think the distributor went out of business, thus the Starbury sneaker line went out of business, but it's come up over the last couple of weeks that he's actually got a new distributor, and they're coming back out. I applaud that young brother, man. You know, Marbury take a lot of flack, but if what he's saying is true, now, you know, a lot of people have lost their lives over some damn Jordans. And if what he's saying is true, I think that's very noble, man. I think it's very noble. So don't put that man in the same conversation with Katina Sales. Plus, I want to partner up and do some promotions for the guy. So if y'all can get word to Marbury, Ryan went to school with him. I don't know why Ryan don't put in a call. We love to be the official sponsorship partner of the Starbury sneakers. Yes, Tree.
I don't know if this is a Freudian slip. You keep calling her Katina Sales, and her last name is Powell. I don't know if that. I
apologize. You know why? Because
she sells.
No, that's funny. Because I actually went to school, and I apologized to her if her mama or them listening or something.
Oh, Lord.
I went to school with somebody named Katina Sales, and I really shouldn't have said it again. That's my bad. I have taken a lot of hits to the head. But I went to school, and she was fine as white wine. So yeah, Katina Sales. Good Lord, bless her heart. Katina Powell. I'm sorry, and you're right. I can hear myself saying that name several times today. From Loose Neck Side, she got a Newsy credit on her taxes. Jeff Annis, from looking at her, $10K sounds accurate. Now, keep in mind, this was $10K for her and all of her girls working up under her. Clay Davis' sheet advisor. If Louisville funds was used when someone might be going to jail for using tax money, I don't think Louisville funds were used. I don't believe that at all. If you follow this type of story over many, many years, you know that most likely this came from a booster, an over-enthusiastic booster. From Eugene Jackson, you think she only made 10K, you crazy. She just don't want those problems. Uncle Mike, name something better than Newsy in sports. I mean, really, it's a great combination. It's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. It's a great combination. From Vince Wright, is she a 1099 employee? From Chico to Alpha, that hoe don't claim no taxes. J.B. Jennings, Chad a straight comedy. Yeah, y'all tripping today, man. From Dollars says Katina used the Starberry pricing for hoes. See how that got Steve and Barry franchise. And that's the name of the franchise that were distributing the Starberry sneakers were Steve and Barry. I think that's a New York thing. You know, he's from New York. I think he might be from Brooklyn or something like that. And Steve and Barry is like a franchise in that part of the country from what I understand. I've never been in it. Kind of like if you're from the South, kind of like Athlete's Foot, something like that. Sandman, Katina Powell looks like Shanae from Martin. Not impressed with the choice of escorts. It is Kentucky, though. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. You're talking Louisville, Kentucky. Listen, there ain't nothing. What's in Louisville? Okay, all they talk about in Louisville is Muhammad Ali, the Louisville Lip. Lip is what they call them. Horse racing, the Kentucky Derby, and they're big on bourbon. That's the whole state of Kentucky, though, is bourbon. That's the industry in that state is bourbon. So yeah, there's nothing in Louisville, man. We went 3 times to the Kentucky Derby, all by our good friends at Crown Royal. Yeah, so the Stews went to the Kentucky Derby 3 times, man. A great venue. Now you talk about something that you want to cross off your bucket list. The Kentucky Derby is just tremendous. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's very different. You know, everybody gets dressed up in their Sunday best, like they go into Easter Sunday. The big hats for the women is cool. It's unique, you know, kind of classy. It rains every single year, though, during that time, which is crazy. Yes, Tree?
Colonel Sanders, Ninja. You know you eat some chicken.
The great Colonel Sanders. You damn right I eat the yard bird. And if you say you don't, you a damn lie. Whatever. Yeah, Colonel Sanders is Kentucky, too, in Kentucky basketball. Let's see. From KC, Pitino didn't give him the money, but told McGee to just withdraw the money from the Newsy Fund. Clay Davis' sheet advisor. This is blue chips all over again. Exactly. Eugene Jackson, you know the NCAA will be asking McGee who told you to do this and who gave you the money. And that's another part of this I hadn't touched on that I meant to touch on, is that if I'm Andre McGee, I'm saying y'all lying. Like, there's no paper trail that they've talked about in this whole story. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. There's no paper trail. Evidently, he paid these chicks in cash, which was the smart thing to do. And what? What? How you going to prove it? And he won't come and talk to outside the lines about the story. He denied or didn't agree to come on camera and talk about this. What? You ain't got nothing on him. Unless he wrote a check, which I doubt that he'd do that. I mean, he seems to strike me as a guy that had high enough SATs to get into college. I don't think this ninja wrote a check. So what? If he doesn't say a word about this, what? You know, he's saying it's not true even. What? How are you gonna refute what this guy is saying? You can't. What? I'm just waiting. Now, the text messages, she had some text messages. Now, I don't know if in those text messages he talked about actual figures, numbers. And I got, I got to go back and look at those particulars about the documentation, the specific documentation that she has. He's denying it. As of now, he is denying all of this stuff. All of it. So that's going to be interesting as well to see how that plays out. All right, we get back from the break. More of your chat, man. And you remember what happened the other night, man, in that Monday Night Football game between the Colts and the Patriots? Or was that Sunday night? You know what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about the receiver that played the center position for that whole little scenario and what he had to say about it. And it's very damning if you're Chuck Pagano. That's all I'm going to say. We'll talk about it up next on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Your season-long fantasy football lineup is locked in and ready for action, but you don't have to wait until Week 16 to get paid. Put your fantasy skills to the test starting Sunday at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site, where you could kick the season off by winning $2 million. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want, and turn your love of football into a life-changing payday. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play for free for a shot at part of $10 million in Sunday's Millionaire Maker event. Enter Spreaker for free entry now only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
To give you the history on this Doug Stewart and Tree Taylor battle in Trivia Crack. We just started playing last week. We played 3 games. I won the first one in handily fashion. And then Tree has come along to beat me 2 times in a row. All right. Now, I blame Trivia Crack for asking me dumbass questions about romance comedies from the 1980s. That's who I blame. But she's won. And I got to give her credit. What? I knew you were going to jump.
Like, when you talk about women, Tree has come along.
You ain't got nothing to do with you being a woman.
No, I showed up.
Oh, wait. Did you just... What? Oh, my gosh. Did she just call me the N-word? Oh, damn. We made Doug Stewart Show history just now. As many times as I've almost uttered that term, you did it! And we don't have 7-second delay.
I'm fired.
You getting the BPA. You nominated for a Boiled Penis Award.
No!
Yes, you are. The first time in the Doug Stewart Show history, someone utters the N-word.
I'm sick of you.
You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Good thing we, on radio, traditional radio, at FCC be beating down my damn door right now. They're already looking for a reason to try to put me out of business. And you come up with this. Golly, Tree, you're better than that.
That girl is poison. You never trust a big button to smile.
From sporting events, concerts, and plays, Gistix has the best tickets for them all. The owner, a veteran and military spouse, founded the company set on delivering affordable prices for all the top events. Also, they sell 100% authentic signed memorabilia and quality fan merchandise. It's a one-stop shop for fans. Gistix was founded in 2014 by 4 fun people with military and DoD backgrounds that are fans of everything entertainment. They work hard at helping fans like us discover tickets for live entertainment at a great price, providing hard-to-find authentic sports items and merchandise. And they offer Easter eggs that give fans additional opportunities to purchase unique items. Active and non-military members receive an additional discount on event tickets and fan merchandise items as a thank you for your service. Again, Gistics is founded by fans, and they listen to other fans to understand the importance of service, price, and quality across the board for entertainment, memorabilia, and merchandise. Check them out at Gistics.com, spelled Jistix.com. Again, Gistics.com. That's Gistics.com. Told y'all I was gonna take y'all ass back today. Yes, sir. If you not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. You know, in my inner heart, I'm a DJ too. Not only do I sing, but I'm also a DJ in my inner heart, in my inner being. I'm also a DJ. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, man. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. This segment is brought to you by my folks from Strickland Security. That's StricklandSecurity.com. I love ATL, man, but let's be honest, man. A lot of times, man, cats be going for it around here. They be trying to get that money, and if they can get your money, they'll do it too, and your stuff. They will kick your dough in, man! So you got to protect your house. You got to protect your family, your kids, your wife while you're not home, while you're away or something like that, man. And Strickland Security, man, has your best interest at hand and not trying to get rich off your ass. They just not, okay? They can give you the basic alarm system starting at $15, or they can even fix your alarm system. That's right. They're not going to try to upsell you. No upselling at all. Or they can give you the big boy alarm system. Whatever it may be, my folks at Strickland Security have over 55 years combined experience in the metro Atlanta area in alarm systems. Holla at them. All you got to do is go online to StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com. And tell them Doug Stewart sent you. Also, we are doing some huge things on Fiverr.com. Not only are we doing some huge things on Fiverr.com, sales-wise, you can get a 60-second ad starting at just $5. That's unheard of. That's unheard of in this industry. We'll do that. We can also do voiceovers. We can do social media promotion as well. We have a huge social media following. And the big thing what we're doing, man, is we're broadcasting other shows on the network, like the Poe Politicking Show and the Kicking the Keese with Kesey Show today on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Stay tuned. Follow the network. But we've rolled out a couple of new products, man, over the last couple of days. And this is my corporate ninja side talking to you right now with this product stuff. We've rolled out a couple of new products over the last couple of days that are just tremendous. As a matter of fact, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the first infomercial on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. You've heard me talking about BB mobile apps over the last couple of weeks and how great of a product it is. They developed my app for the Doug Stewart Show. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., man, the first infomercial on the network, BB mobile apps, man. Anything and everything you needed to know about apps and getting your app developed, especially if you're an entertainer. This is like a 30-minute infomercial, everything you need to know about BB mobile apps, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. So you can get your own infomercial on the network. We have over 10,000 or close to 10,000 followers, over 300,000 listens. It will get heard. We'll also purchase you a URL so that you can have a unique name where you can use it as a marketing tool going forward for a very, very low price. Yes, sir. So if you have a great product, a brand, an event you're trying to promote in a 30-minute infomercial or an hour, we kind of suggest a 30-minute infomercial, and that should be well enough. Email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com for more details. That's Doug@theDougStewartShow.com for more details. And break bread with your boys and your chick and tree. So, Colts wide receiver Griff Whalen was the guy under center the other night in the Colts versus Patriots game. He's the guy that supposedly everybody was thinking was the person responsible for botching that fake punt, swinging gate type thing crap that they tried to pull that a lot of people in America, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, calls the worst play call in the history of football. So, you know what it was. Griff Whalen lined up at a wide receiver position as the gunner, and then they basically audibled into this swinging gate formation, which they took the whole offensive line and moved him to the right side of the field. So Griff Whalen came out from his gunner position, ran over the ball, got in a position like he was going to snap the ball. He was the center. And it all went wrong. Punter Pat McAfee, making his weekly radio appearance on the Bob and Tom Show in Indianapolis on Tuesday, said Clayton Geathers was supposed to be the center of the play, but he got hurt earlier in the game with a knee injury. So this was all basically, they pulled all of this stuff together, and they says, no, Whalen, you're going to go ahead and you're going to play the center position as Clayton Geathers would have played it. But in all of this conversation, dumbass Chuck Pagano, the head coach, and I'm blaming him, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Chuck Pagano and his coaching staff didn't tell Griff Whalen to not snap the ball under any circumstances, dummy. And the man snapped the ball, and the Patriots are all over it, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now, you know I'm very critical of Bill Belichick, of the whole cheating-ass Patriots organization, but I'll say this. Bill Belichick would have never, ever let anything like that happen. Never. So once again, I think you have to point the finger at the head coach. You know, you're making some on-the-fly changes to a play, especially trick play as well. You have to at least tell everybody involved with the play, no matter what. We know we had an injury earlier to the guy that was supposed to execute this play, Clayton Geathers. This is Chuck Pagano talking. Guys, we know Clayton Geathers is out, but we're going to stick Griff in there, and Griff's going to take care of this center thing. But Griff, understand this. Under no circumstance do you hike the ball. But they didn't even communicate that to the guy, man. So Chuck Pagano, you are nominated for a Ball Penis Award. You are. It's all his fault. It's his fault as the head coach. Bill Belichick, this would have never happened because, once again, this is a word I've used a lot of times today as well. Bill Belichick is meticulous to a fault. This would have never happened with a Bill Belichick and Chuck Pagano. This is why you're nominated. Studio audience agrees. My gosh. My gosh. I could realistically see you losing your job because of this. Because that was embarrassing. The football and the NFL have been around a long time, and people in the know, quote-unquote experts, are saying that was the worst play call that they've ever seen in their life. Not only that, they lined up incorrectly. Okay? So it was just bad all the way around. From Eugene Jackson, you know the NCAA will be asking McGee, who told you to do this and gave you the money? I think I read that one already. Fatboy McCoon. I do think Andre Smasher before he introduced her to Patino. Patino paid for the Nutsi. Wow, a lot of the Stewies, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, a lot of the Stewies believe that Rick Pitino not only knew about it, but was part of the whole thing.
He didn't hit that.
Andre McGee?
Andre did, because how did he have access to her? Yeah, I think he did, but Rick Pitino, he's too... Now, he ain't gonna. Now listen, he's got that energy. He don't like no blackberry.
You have seen Pimps Up Hoes Down before, right? On HBO, right?
Why would I see that?
You've seen it before, Tree. We know. we know you got thug side. We know you sanctify like Aunt Esther, but every once in a while you call me the N-word or you give me the middle finger or whatever. It's customary from viewing Pimps Up and Hoes Down several times over the years on HBO. They show it all the time. It's customary for the pimp to try out the young lady first. I do believe Andre McGee probably did hit that.
Oh, I do too.
So you're saying Rick Pitino didn't?
I don't think he would. He's got a different taste, and that ain't it.
I don't know. The chick that he supposedly banged, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the chick that he supposedly banged was like some real, seedy person. That's the best way I could say it.
She was a black girl?
No, she wasn't black. She wasn't black, but she was like, what's the best way I can put this? No disrespect to Waffle House short order waitresses. She was kind of like one of them Waffle House short order waitresses. And I talked about the Waffle House employees a couple of weeks ago. Like, a lot of them seem like they're just getting out of the
in transition.
Right, they're in transition from the hooskow to everyday life. What's the house called that you go to when you get out of jail?
Halfway.
Right. A lot of them look like people just getting out of the halfway house. No disrespect to them. I'm sure there are a lot of fine people that work at Waffle House. I mean, the food's always delicious to me. Yeah, a lot of them do look like they're straight out of the halfway house. A lot of them don't have teeth. A lot of them have, like, jacked up teeth like Katina Powell. Matter of fact, Katina Powell looks like she sides as a Waffle House waitress. Now that I think about it. I mean, a bad weave. I mean, if you're going to get a weave, just make the weave, like believable.
Portia. What's that boy's name that played football that liked boys?
Michael Sam.
No, the other one that Portia was married to.
Oh, allegedly. Allegedly, treat Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart.
She got a nice sew-in. She need to call Portia, Katina.
Right.
Get that hair.
Your hair, your weave is unbelievable. I mean, it's just bad. Just bad. You know what's a turn off? I talked about teeth, bad teeth being a turn off for a dude, for me in particular. You know what else? Is nasty hands. There's nothing worse than a chick having dirt under her fingernails. Let me just tell the ladies out there listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you got dirt under your fingernails, like if your fingernails not immaculate, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for me even giving you a second look. I'm just talking about prior experience when I was on that scene over 20 years ago. Why'd y'all hit the rim shot? That wasn't a joke. Don't go away. Keep it locked. We'll wrap up today's show up next on the Doug Stewart Show. We're a little late, too. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
Okay, I'm really taking y'all back now. I had to dig deep for this instrumental because we couldn't play the words to this one. Ah, Nelly! Put it in your mouth! Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, man. This track right here. Put it in your mouth. Wait a minute. This is appropriate, too, for Katina Powell. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Little Nelly. All right, so if you're under the age of 30, YouTube Nelly, put it in your mouth. With the words. I mean, I couldn't play the words on this show. I mean, this is a PG-13 show. Would you agree with that, Tree? Then you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Would you agree it's a PG-13 show?
This one?
This isn't an R show. This is an R-rated show.
It's about PG-17.
PG-17.
Yeah, some of the ish you be saying is questionable.
Right,
you be showing your ass on here, not that much on Saturday mornings.
Right. This is a PG-17 show, and I have the leeway to do a lot more and to be a lot more demonstrative and over the top if I wanted to. But no, I got a certain class about myself. Shut up! I do! I can really push the buttons around here if I wanted to, but I don't. I have a good time, man. Thank you for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. Make sure you're tuned in today, man. Follow the show on Spreaker.com. That's major. Follow the show on Spreaker.com, and whenever a show goes live, all right, you'll get alerted. And so 2 p.m. today, man, the Kicking It With Kesey show comes up. He's talking about hip-hop, past and present. That's real cool. And he's also today at 3 p.m., the Poe Politicking show right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network is talking to the lead singer for Day 26 from an interview, the best of the Poe Politicking show from a couple of years ago. So stay tuned for both of those show today at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Let me read more of your chat before we get out of here, man. I mean, tonight you got Empire, which is coming back on. Wait, Tree's doing the old black woman hands. Like, whew, I'm done with that.
I forgot about that. Did you watch Scream Queens? Can we talk about a real show?
I talked about Scream Queens earlier. I think that's when we were having an issue with your headset. But yeah, Scream Queens was great last night. Ball award to Scream Queens. What'd you think about last night's episode?
I missed Denise Hemphill. Okay, where was she?
She was not in the episode last night. Okay, are you ready to make a prognostication on who you think the killer is? They killed what they call her, lesbian so and so, lesbian something, lesbian Liz or whatever.
The Asian girl.
Yeah, so she got killed last night, and before she got killed, she asked the devil, could you take your mask off so I can see who you are before I die? I mean, just the dialogue in this thing is crazy.
And then real calm. I thought so.
Right, yeah, I thought so. And then he went in and smashed her, with an axe. So who do you think it is? Do you have anybody right now who do you think it is?
I mean, it can't be Denise because she was in the house when her girl got stabbed in the throat.
And see, that's the thing. A lot of these people are in the same house at the same time when the killer's killing people. So, I don't know. Maybe they're just going to do it bootleg-it, and it's going to be some crazy reasoning on how this person is the killer. And you go back and look at it, you're like, no, that doesn't make sense.
The daddy. Overbearing father.
Those are the obvious ones. The daddy.
Right, I know.
The daddy and the dude that worked at the coffee shop. Those are the obvious choices. Right?
Yeah, so that's why it's probably not it.
Right. I don't know, man. But great show, man. Ball Award to Scream Queen.
I ain't watching no damn Empire. I don't know. I'll have it on so I can hear it.
Tree, you know good and well you're going to watch Empire tonight.
It's just not good. They got to do something, Doug. I feel so sad because I was so pro-Cookie and...
We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to watch it. I thought it wasn't bad last week. I thought it was horrible the first week. The last couple of weeks, it's gotten better. Let's see what happens tonight. Tree, you're going to watch. You support Empire. You support the Empire. From Andre Elam, he definitely would have been a first-rounder no-brainer. Barrett is better than Jones, but Braxton Miller is better than both of them. I'll say this, man. Clearly, with Urban Meyer and what he likes to do, what he did with Tim Tebow at Florida, he likes a quarterback, an athletic-type quarterback, that can throw as well or deliver the football. And even though Cardale Jones runs, I said it a lot after the first game when I thought that he had ran too much, he's not a natural athlete. He's a truest in the sense pocket passer in my mind. Okay? So, yeah. I mean, yeah, J.T. Barrett is a baller. J.T. Barrett probably could play wide out as well, just like Braxton Miller's doing. From Matt, he let them folks get in his head. He must not have any family around him. If he was my son, no way he goes back to college after balling like he did. I agree, man. But you remember he made the announcement at, like, the Boys and Girls Club in his hometown or whatever. And there was a lot of people around him that I would think that he would consider, family. I'm not exactly sure. And he still made this decision to come back to college and talking about Cardale Jones. From J. Rob, yeah, I also said Cardale should have left. Got the money. Capitalism. Yeah, I mean, for every other person in the world, in this country in particular, it's capitalism. It's striking while the iron's hot. But for some reason, for a college athlete, not getting paid what he's worth, not being able to sell his likeness and make any profit from it, they're bad people if they go and get the money. Huh? Who do that? Why is it bad? Why is that the way it is? I don't care what profession you're in. If you're a sophomore in college and a company's saying that we're going to pay you $1 million to come work for us, you go do it. You go do it. You can always go back and get your education. You don't lose your credit hours that you've already attained. So the whole concept, the whole conversation about, you should stay in college, it's just silly. And this is a guy that comes from a family where, we have a great history in my family of people getting their college degrees. I think it's a good thing, broaden your horizons. But at the end of the day, my family is all about that money and keeping it real. Yeah. And if my daughter was a sophomore in college and a company offered her $1 million to come work for them a year, I'm telling her to go do it. Period. And we value education in this family, once again. Definitely we do. Clearly we do. But it is what it is. Money talk and BS runs a marathon, to quote the great Nino Brown. Yes, sir! It runs a marathon. Thank you for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. I hope you were entertained. You should be. If you're new to the show, this is what we do around here, man. Real talk. Tell one person about the Doug Stewart Show, man. Just tell one person. And we really would appreciate it, man. Growing the audience every single day. We are ultimately trying to take over the world. Yeah. Which one said that? Pinky or the brain? I guess the brain. Ultimately, Pinky, we're going to take over the world. That's what we're going to do. Hey, man, thank you for joining your boy today. I really do appreciate it. Shouts out to the Tree of Life for producing the show, even though she gave me the finger earlier. Waterhead Walter, Dwayne Vasson, Gerald Oliveri, the engineers to the show. Thank y'all very much. Listen, another new product with the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network is the Third Hour. Would you like to sponsor the Third Hour? It's a good deal. You'd be a hero to the Stewies. I'm telling you. Yeah, you got a good product, something coming up you'd like to promote in the last hour. We'll solely promote your brand, your product, your event, whatever that may be, for a nominal fee in the Third Hour. Yes, sir. It's all about capitalism. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Oh, email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com if you want more details about that. Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Now, you can go through Fiverr, but you can just go straight to the horse's mouth. Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. All right? So we'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time. Same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.